had a Nerf war planned outside, and now it snowed. Now I'm limited to playing inside my house. Why? Why did I do that?
How's it going, friends, foes, and other watchers on the internet? My name is Matt, and you're watching Hogwash Gaming, and today we are going to be focusing on how to have a Nerf war in a small space opposed to a large space. Because let's face it, the easiest way to get permission to use someplace as a Nerf war location is if you live there. So here are some ways to turn your house into a Nerf war zone. Now, just like in big battlefields, what you want to do is you want to take your large spaces and turn them into small spaces. And what you do with that is use furniture. Like these two chairs, you take some blankets and you go over them, you've got a bunker. And just like in big Nerf wars, if you don't want something broken, then either cover it with a sheet of padding or just get it out of there. Obviously, there are places and houses that you don't want Nerf darts to go, so make sure that you put them off limits. And yeah, warning tape isn't going to work at something like this, so keep that in mind. Now, in my other videos, I said kitchens and bathrooms probably should be off limits, and that's going to be your judgment call when it comes to your own home. Kitchens can be pretty awesome to fight in, especially if you've got sweet counters that you can use as bunkers, but it's up to you. So basically what you're doing is you're taking the big game rules and just making them so they fit your space. And the fact that you own the space in which you're playing gives you some freedoms that you probably wouldn't have in somebody else's space. So if I've forgotten something, just kind of use your imagination and think, okay, so how can I take this large group idea and make it smaller? Which leads us to game variants. Now, you can't have a large amount of people shooting each other in a small space, so these games will probably have less players. Now, some games, like teams, you can just make smaller and it works. Instead of having a base and a graveyard and another base, just have two bases, and if you get shot, you're down, you're out, because the game isn't gonna last long. You might want to do something like an army dodgeball, where if you get hit in the arm, you just can't use that arm anymore. If you get hit in the leg, you just can't use that leg anymore. And as additional objectives, you could have like targets for each team. And if your team's target gets hit, then you lose. So maybe have something of attack defend kind of thing. And if the defenders get wiped out and their target is shot, then they lose. And if the attackers are wiped out before they get to hit the target, then they lose. That, or you could have something like capture the flag, where you have a unique item that everyone wants to get a hold of, and yeah, make that the objective. If you can take this puffin stuffed animal from where it's being kept back to your base without getting shot, then your team wins. You could turn off the lights and have it would have to be an honor system kind of thing, like if you get shot in the dark, then no one can see. I have a friend who used to play Nerf in the dark with his brothers when they only had one room, and what they would do is after turning off the lights, they would try to stealthily sneak over to the other team's base and steal the flag. They were playing capture the flag in the dark in one room. Another thing you can do in very small spaces with very few people is have Nerf gunfights. Back to back, 10, 5 paces, and then when you say draw, you spin around and pull the gun and see who gets shot first. So I haven't gotten a lot of new ideas for Nerf wars in very small spaces, but those are a few ideas that I had to help you get a good idea of what you can do with your space. Because your Nerf war needs to fit with your space. Try to take into consideration how many doors each room has. If a room only has one way in and one way out, then you're gonna run into some issues because it's very easy to defend a room with only one door. So I hope that helped. I hope that answered some of your questions. I've been asked if I could make a Nerf war video, and that might happen sooner than next November. I'll have to give it a shot. So until next time, this is Hogwash, over and out.